everybody, this is Kristen. Welcome back to Crochet Witch Tarot. Today, I have a walkthrough for you all of the Feel Your Chakras Oracle by my good friend, Andy Taylor. This deck is very quickly, no, I'm not even going to say turning, it has turned into one of my favorites, which is very interesting because I am just going to keep messing with that. I shouldn't, because I keep knocking over the pile and having to start over. Anyway, I don't typically work with chakras or the concept of chakras, but I love this deck, and it works really well for me regardless. That is how special it is. I don't even quite know how to describe it outside of doing a flip through because it is something so uniquely its own. It fits into any sort of reading I want to do. This is the deck I showcased in my osteomancy reading. That was maybe 2 videos ago now. I will link that maybe in the cards. We'll find out. You'll know if I did that or not right now. Anyway, I really love this deck. I'm going to link down below where you can find it in Andy's shop, Metaphysics Made Easy. She also has a tarot deck called the Tarot of Feeling, which is also so fabulous. But this deck is really a standout one for me because, again, I use it for every kind of reading I want to do. It fits the bill. It calls me out in all the right ways. So I guess let's go over some of the specs. This is on a really interesting cardstock. First of all, we have tons of cards. As you can see from the side, they are color-coded for each of the 7 chakras? 7, yes. It's on this like natural, like recycled paper almost. I don't have anything else like it, and I seriously love it so much. We've got also different backs for each of the chakras, which I think is so much fun. So I tend to shuffle it, and then I just don't look while I'm pulling, which is something I tend to look at anyhow. Or no, I tend to do anyhow. My goodness. I also apologize if my voice is kind of funny. I've got quite the allergy season going on. So how each of these sections work is we go through the chakras, and there is underactive, balanced, overactive. And we get keywords or phrases, really key phrases for each of those different categories. It's very interesting, and I think really I'm just going to get into the flip through because the deck really speaks for itself. It's so versatile. It's just... Andy was telling me she brought copies of her deck too. She went to Northwest Tarot Symposium. I can't remember who said it. I don't know. Someone that she gave the deck to, though, described it as saying that it just goes to show that there doesn't need to be artwork in a deck to make it really powerful. And this just really displays that. It's so awesome. Enough gushing. Let's get into it. So we got the Feel Your Chakras Oracle. So I tried to separate them out into the different chakras, but then also we're going to go underactive, balanced, overactive. So now we're starting with our root chakra. Underactive. I am disconnected. I am not taking care of my physical resources. I am unfocused. I am anxious. I am disorganized. I am restless. I am fearful. That is the last underactive. So all of these key phrases are feelings you might have if your root chakra is underactive, unbalanced, things of that sort. Really, if you're feeling ungrounded, that's how I like to see it as someone who really doesn't work with the chakra system. Now we're moving along to balanced. I am feeling like I belong. I am present. I am stable. I am focused. The cards are modeled off of those classic name tags, the stickers where you have to say, "Hi, my name is," which I think is so much fun. I am connected. I am giving myself care. I am in tune with nature. I am trusting others. Now we are moving on to overactive. I am struggling with change. So this section I take to mean if you are almost too grounded, too stuck in your ways. I am being impulsive. I am keeping people at a distance. I am getting easily annoyed. I am angry. All right, moving on to the sacral chakra. Underactive. I feel a lack of creativity. I feel bored. I love the backs on these with the orange slices. I feel constant fatigue. I feel unsexy. I feel a lack of passion. I feel lonely. Balanced. I feel emotionally open. I feel creative. I feel pleasure in life. I feel sacred sexuality. Oops. I feel confident. I feel like I radiate warmth. I feel overactive now. I feel manic. I feel addictive behaviors creeping in. I feel clingy. I feel emotionally overly reactive. I feel arrogance. I feel jealousy. Solar plexus, underactive. I do have victim mindset right now. I do lack self-trust. I do have low self-esteem right now. Balanced, I do have playfulness. I do have healthy self-esteem. I do have the ability to make decisions. I do have a sense of humor. I do act responsibly. I do have the ability to meet challenges. I do act spontaneously. I do have reliability. I do act competitive. Oh, are we in? Yeah, okay, now we're overactive. I do act competitively. I do act bossy. I do act self-centered. I do get narrow-minded. I do act aggressively. I do get hyperactive. I do have to be right. I also like that we get different I statements for each of the chakras. So root was I am, sacral was I feel, solar plexus I do, and the heart chakra, I love, underactive. I love, but I lack empathy. I love, but can be overly self-critical. I love, but I am withdrawing. I love, but isolate myself. I love, but can be overly critical of others. I love, but I can be unforgiving. Balanced, I love and forgive. I love with respect. I love with compassion. I love and have connection. I love unconditionally. I love. Overactive. I love but lose my sense of personal boundaries. I mean, I will say these cards, again, will call you out in all the best ways. That's exactly what it does for me. It's definitely a hard-hitting deck, but I mean that in the best way possible. I love myself but neglect self-care. I love but I can be codependent. I love but can struggle saying no. I love but I neglect my own emotions. Throat chakra, underactive. I talk, but I am not being honest with myself. I talk, but I am misunderstood. I talk, but I suppress my feelings. I talk, but I am shy. I talk, but I fear expressing myself. I talk, now we are in, yeah, okay, balanced. I talk and I am a good listener. I talk and communicate well. I talk and express myself freely. I talk and speak with confidence. I talk and notice body language. Overactive. I talk and I overshare. I talk and my voice can be dominating. I talk more than I listen. Third eye, underactive. I see, but I am disconnected from the universe. I see, but I am unable to self-reflect. I see, but reality is not clear. I see, but lack intuition. I see, but I can't concentrate. I see, but I fear the unknown. Balanced. I see and connect to the universe. I see and have peace of mind. I see and learn from my experiences. I see and have clarity. I see and trust my intuition. I see and can get mentally overwhelmed. I see and can be overly analytical. Oh, we are in overactive now. I see and can lack clarity. I see and can have mental fog. I see and I feel anxious. I see and can excessively daydream. All right, now for our crown. We just have 3 cards speaking to just underactive, balanced, overactive. Pretty darn cool, I must say. What do we think? Should I do sort of a reading to show how I use it? If you want to see more of the deck and more of the deck in use, over on Andy's shop's Instagram, Metaphysics Made Easy, in August, I'm pretty sure it was August. In August, she did a whole month of a Feel Your Chakras challenge where every day she showed how she would select cards, and this was on a reel, so it was kind of happening live in a sense. She would pick cards, and from those cards create a spread. It was really, really neat, and then, you know, would pull for the spread. It was really super cool. I think that's what we're gonna do. One of the ways I like to use it is to start off a reading, kind of like I would do with any other oracle. So let's see what I need to look into. That's what we're gonna say. Get these good and mixed up. And make sure I don't look while I pull a card. It just shuffles so nicely. It's such an interesting card stock. All right, let's pick one. I feel clingy. Whoa. Well, all right. Oh, what tarot deck do I even have near me? Oh, I've got Antique Anatomy right here. Let's use that. I actually got a second copy of Antique Anatomy. so that I have one that's not the one I modded, so that I don't really have to be super careful while I'm shuffling. That's probably the only downside to that mod, is it's definitely a careful hand-over-hand shuffle. So I really do love this deck, so I wanted one that I can kind of just not worry about. Alright, I feel clingy. Ooh. Oh boy. Alright, we're just going to pull 3 cards here. So we got the Sun, 4 of Cups, Elixirs there, and the Hierophant. Interesting. I feel clingy. It's an interesting concept, isn't it? Because the sacral chakra, especially if you look at it from the little I know, can kind of be about creativity and things of that sort. So I'm wondering if I am almost clinging. It's like I feel clingy, but not in a way of like you are clingy towards another person. More that I'm clinging to something. I'm clinging to this almost apathy, and like I feel like it's almost kind of like a self-victimhood in a way. Or clinging to rules and regulations from one direction or another that we all kind of learn in life that really just don't work for me or shouldn't apply in a certain way. So I feel like what this reading is saying, especially with the Sun, is kind of bringing to light these standard rules and regulations we all kind of follow that, you know, are almost like societal things that don't work for me and aren't categories that maybe I fit into, don't allow me to be my genuine self, and that creates a feeling of apathy. Because I'm not almost living things out to my full potential because I feel like for one reason or another I have to hold back in some way. I think that is definitely true for me. Now, I'm going to pull one more card. This is the other way I really enjoy using this deck, again, other than the osteomancy readings I do, which this deck is so good for. I like to also use it as a wrap-up pull. So when I have a reading, I'll use it as the final card just to pull everything together and or give me one last call out, depending on what kind of card we get here. Alright, so what else might I need to know? What is my final message here? Oh boy. This is why I do not read the jumper cards. I just toss them everywhere. Okay. No peeking. I am unfocused. Yes, that makes a lot of sense, and I think totally ties into what I was just saying, is I'm clinging to this set of standards that don't work for me. I know don't work for me, but they're hard to let go of when that's kind of how things have always been, how you grew up. I say you, I mean me. I'm trying to generalize, I guess. But that definitely leads to a high level of unfocus for me, as, I mean, that is an always apparent way of living for me, but more so when I am kind of intensely masking, I guess I'll say. Very interesting. What a good reading. Okay. I think that is all I have to say, though. Again, I will link everything below if you are curious about this deck, on where to find it. I will link Andy's Instagram where you can see loads and loads of examples of this deck in use, which is really cool. But other than that, I hope you're all having a great start to your week, and I will see you very soon.